Shabbat Shalom, everyone. I am committing myself to 5 minutes. If you will allow me to enter the time here. But I'll do that right after the introduction, which could take longer, because I'm not committing myself to that. So my name is Hector Castillo. My brother and I, Robert, we minister to a congregation in Sterling, Illinois, which is Shalom Assembly of Yahweh. We've been there for about 20 years in that area ministering, and we started in our homes. We moved over to our garage, and then we purchased a building, and then now we have about 19, 20 acres, which we have a congregation. We have dormitories, and we host a lot of events there. And also, we are interestingly unique in that, not necessarily the only ones, but in that area, we have a huge presence of young people and young adults. And so the way things work, we're expecting a huge presence of children at some point in the future. And so I guess that's one way to have growth in the assembly, because that's kind of what we're talking about, right? All right, so here we go with the 5 minutes. But anyway, everybody's welcome to come. If you ever find yourself in Chicago, we're approximately 2 hours west of there. Bring your children, you're going to have a great time. So I want to talk a little bit about something that I think is wonderful. About 20 years ago, when we thought we were the only ones, at some point you just think you're alone because you don't know anyone else, and who else would be following this? We had this desire to be able to have assemblies everywhere, and we just didn't know how it was going to happen. And of course, we didn't think that the Father would be able to do it. Not necessarily that he wouldn't be able to do it, but it's just because there's so many people working against it. But of course, the Father is greater, better, stronger, and we know that he has a wonderful plan. And that plan, of course, goes along with something that Yahshua the Messiah said. And if you open up your Bibles, let's go to Matthew chapter 5. We're talking about something that's incredibly important, and that is also we are fulfilling something that Yeshua asked us to do. And in Matthew chapter 5, verse 13, it says, "You are the salt of the earth, but if the salt loses its saltiness, how can it be made salty again? It is no longer good for anything except to be thrown out and trampled by men." One of the things that we do with the salt, when you flavor your food, is that you spread it out all over your food. You don't just isolate it in one area. You don't pour it, you don't pour the entire salt over it. You spread it all over. You season all of your food. And that's what our Father is doing through having the assemblies everywhere, here in Indiana, in Pennsylvania, in Jerusalem, all over the world. He is seasoning the earth with people. But notice what he said there. He said, if you lose your flavor, what is that flavor? What is the season that we have to have? And that's what I'm hearing the ministers up here talking about: love and kindness and goodness and presence. Sometimes people don't need to hear the truth. They just need to know that you're there to listen. Sometimes they just need to have hope. So you don't have to fill them up with all kinds of knowledge. Sometimes you just need to hold their hand. And those are the people that know that you care and that you're sincere and that you really, really want to bring them into the household of faith through your actions. One of the things that I hear oftentimes, one of the sayings that I really enjoy and I repeat a lot, is that saying that says, "Go throughout the entire world and preach the gospel, but speak only if you must." Don't say anything. Show them through your kindness, through your expression. Let them see your life. All right, I got 2 minutes. And let's go over to the book of Mark. I'm determined to keep my time in. Let's go over to the book of Mark. We're looking at chapter 9 and verse 50. This is a really good finish, I guess, or addition to what Yeshua said in terms of not losing your saltiness, not losing your goodness, not losing, to being the example for others. of how to live the word. Not just know the word, but truly live the word. Because if you know the word and you don't live the word, you don't have flavor. You have knowledge, but you don't have the flavor. And let's finish here. It says, salt is good, but if it loses its saltiness, how can you make it salty again? Have salt in yourselves and be at peace with each other through your acts of kindness. 57 seconds. Yeah, we bless you guys, and thank you.